Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Can y'all hear me okay? It's a beautiful day, right? She couldn't get a more beautiful day to have a celebration.
Amen.
More beautiful day. We all family, right?
Yes.
Now, y'all know you can't have a funeral without some drama. So mama, hold your seats. I'm gonna tell it, and there's some folks here need to hear some stuff. And I'm gonna say it to you while you're here. I wanna make sure everybody hears what I gotta say. I am Spencer Eric Rollins, Essie's grandson. Arguably, her favorite grandson. Yep, I said it.
Yeah.
Her favorite grandson. Derek, Teresa, Will Caldwell, Nikki, all y'all. I just want to make sure y'all know it. Y'all hear from me. I don't want to hit nothing later on when we get home. Just understand. Listen, let me give you a little comfort. Before we get started, let me give you some comfort. When you're at home, in your quiet place, and you reminisce of West Hamilton, playing in a little creek with the water coming around,
Yes.
and falling in the driveway of the rocks, and she coming out with that alcohol, and come here, baby, let me pat you, right? And y'all start reminiscing over the tea cakes, all that kind of stuff, right? Just remember that, and have that comfort, and know that each and every one of y'all is her second favorite grandchild. So, the reason I said my entire name is because several of you all get confused when you hear the name Eric and Spencer. A lot of my elders in the family and those who grew up with me called me Eric. And Spencer was more commonly called, identified with my uncle. But as I became an adult, I started going by Spencer professionally. So I came from a generation when someone's looking at you, you better answer. I can't count the times I've been called Junior, Caldwell, Philip, Bobby, Mike, and finally a boy. And that was done by grandmama and granddaddy. I said that to say that Spencer and Eric is the same person. Now I answer to whoever is looking at me when they call me. So family, I'm really gonna need some help today. Can y'all help me out? Yeah. Come on, talk to me. Can y'all help me out?
Yeah.
So we're gonna do a little call and response. So how many, just if y'all can, any current or past military folks in the house, just raise your hand for me. All right. So, but I can count on everybody here to help me out, right? All right, so when you hear me say sounds like a warrior to me, I want you to say, Roger that. Sounds like a warrior to me. Roger that. Oh, come on now. Sounds like a warrior to me. Roger that. Now, also, if I do this right here, say the same thing, right? So if I point to you, I need y'all to say, Roger that. Roger that. All right.
That little boy
So,
louder than everybody.
I'm here to talk about Essie Wright in a different context or view that some of y'all may think. I want to leave y'all something to think about as motivation, all while making you understand who Essie was a little bit better. And I think it's safe to say that most of us think of her as the salt of the earth. Right. She was a kind spirit. Right. She was an excellent cook. Right. She gave you her last. Right. She slid you a couple dollars just to let you know she loves you. Yep. Right. I agree with every word that was previously stated. However, many of y'all may not realize she had a heart of a lion.
Yes.
And was a true warrior.
Yes, you are. Yes.
She substituted her combat boots for high heels.
Roger that.
Her military patrol cap for her fancy church hats.
Roger that.
Now, some of you all may call her mama, grandma, aunt, cousin, or just plain old angel. But a warrior? Nah, I can't see that. But let me explain why. It is impossible for someone my age, 48 or younger, to fathom her view of the world growing up. So let me help paint a picture the best way I know how. Aubrey and Jasmine, y'all come stand right here for me. They just happen to be the closest one to me, so I know I can call them and get them to come down for me. Now, these two young ladies here are her great-grandchildren. And they are in the first and second grade. So these little girls are being told and shown that they can do anything in the world that they want to do.
Yes.
They have limitless opportunities. And if God sees fit, and they're good girls, and listen to their parents, Aubrey and Jasmine, they have boundless things that they can accomplish and places that they can go. Now, look at these little girls and think about grandma at the same age. In 1921.
Yes, yes.
Just look at me. I just want you to just close your eyes and just think about that. So during that time, family's wealth, you all can sit down. You all can sit down. During that time, family's wealth in rural Alabama, where we're from, was often measured by how long your kids were able to stay in school before having to work in the fields as a sharecropper. What is a sharecropper, many of you may ask? It was a new form of slavery in the Old South after slavery was abolished. However, the technical definition was it is a tenant farmer who worked land owned by another person in exchange for a fair share of crops produced on that land.
Yeah.
It was common practice for owners to cheat their workers and make them further indebted to the owners. So in most cases, family would be working to pay off debt instead of working for a shared profit in order to build wealth or some kind of savings. For example, if you needed medicine or any other kind of supplies prior to the crops being brought in, the owner would lend money and apply significant interest to the workers to make them more in debt. So owners use this as a tactic to force parents to pull their kids out of schools to work and help pay off debt faster. Pay attention now. All right? So, So grandmother made it to close to the end of elementary school before having to work in the fields, which she received much more education than most people in the community at that time. Grandmama was the baby of her siblings, and some of her older nieces and nephews also had to work in the fields as sharecroppers. So working in the fields did not just stop at that generation. Kids, I don't know about y'all, but I would imagine that several of you youngsters don't like coming off the game to go outside and cut grass or work in the yard once or twice a month. So imagine every day, instead of going to school to work, sun up to sun down in the hot fields versus going to school and being able to make good grades. Imagine a life like that. So I went to Tuscaloosa last week. Just went down there to kind of clear my mind. Went down there and visited cousin James. And I still got scars from that trip, by the way, on my head, because those Bama mosquitoes picked me apart, and I was traumatized after seeing a 6 foot or nearly 6 foot snake skin laying in the grass, meaning that the snake shed its skin because it got too small. So you youngsters, if any of y'all want to see this, get with me when we get back to the house. I got the snake skin in the back of my truck. Now, I feel I'm tougher than most. However, working in the fields as a kid daily under those conditions, as you kids would say now, I ain't about that life. So Grandma and Granddaddy got married and built a house themselves in Demopolis, Alabama. Now I'm more than proud to say that the house is still standing and we have family living in that home.
Praise God.
Let me continue to paint a picture for you. On March 1st, 1952, Grandma, Granddaddy, 6 kids, and grandmother's mother, Ella, moved to Nashville. So, all ladies over the age of 18, do me a favor, just wait there. Okay, it's a nice amount of y'all in here too. So, Grandma talked to her husband to leave her 6 kids and her mama, who were all depending on him, to leave home, travel to Nashville, find a job, and then send back for them once he got it done. So this was a time men sometimes had extra families. Men sometimes would sneak out, but wasn't no Facebook, wasn't social media, wasn't any computer systems to find people and all that stuff. So Grandma took a chance that her husband would leave, go to the big city of Nashville with his cousin James Witherspoon to get things in order and come send for her and her family. Now ladies, how many of y'all would honestly do such a thing? Now, sounds like a warrior to me. So why did Grandma want to move to Nashville? She and Granddaddy wanted to offer children the best opportunities she felt that they could have based on the reality of what she saw living in rural Alabama at that time. So in 1952, she moved here. She was 31 years old. I want you all to listen to these dates. She was 31 when she moved here. So, and that was 1952. So in 1964 is when the Civil Rights Act was actually banned and the schools were desegregated. She was 43. So the right to vote, in 1965, she was 44. The Right to Vote Act created a significant change in the status of African Americans throughout the South. The Voting Rights Act prohibited states from using literacy tests and other methods of excluding African Americans from voting. She was 44. And for y'all that don't know, Grandma was an avid voter. So I grew up, and just think about what she saw before coming here, and she was 44, right? And the type of things she had to go through. I remember being these little young ladies' age now, going with her to the polls while she voted. So I would be remiss. Oh, the other thing was the Green Book, right? So that actually stopped this publication in 1967. And for you all that don't know what the Green Book was, I actually have a copy of one here with me, and I'm happy to share it with you. But this was the Negro Traveler's Guide. So what this did was it showed safe places where black folks could stop and travel when they hit the road. So what would happen then, if you were traveling, you had to have your food, your bucket to use the bathroom, whatever you had to do, you had to just keep on going because it wasn't safe to stop at a lot of places to do it. So Grandma was that safe place, people driving from Alabama or whoever coming up to the city. So all our siblings can recount. People come to the house in the middle of the night and Granddaddy said, Essie, who is these? He just going off about all these people in the house, right? And you see all of them sitting there laughing about us, laughing because no one tell the truth. But Grandmama was one of those type of people that she came to our house 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. She wasn't just gonna get up, she was gonna make people a meal.
Yes.
And she made sure she took care of you. But she was a part of that safe travel up, and there's so much more behind it. So I would be remiss if I did not acknowledge the warriors and her brothers, sisters, and her parents. So during an interview I did with Grandma, she recounted how the KKK terrorized folks in the country.
Yes.
And her father, my great father, warned members of the Klan, everything in this house can shoot. With that, the KKK did not bother our family directly, and in fact, all of them had access to a gun and could shoot. Grandma was nice, always smiling, and would do anything to help her. However, she's nice with that rifle.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Sounds like a warrior to me.
Oh, man.
Now, she not only lived through all of this, she prospered. Sounds like a warrior to me. Let's do this. We're going to switch it up a little bit. So when I point to you now, I want you to say, mission accomplished. Can y'all do that? Mission accomplished. I need y'all to say it. Just say it with your chest.
Mission accomplished.
All right. So, you all heard one of the things, a reason why she wanted to make sure she moved to Nashville is how much she valued education. All of her kids finished high school, and many of them went on to receive secondary education. Five of her sons successfully served our country. Essie, former sharecropper, and her husband, Philip Wright Sr., janitor, paved the way and created opportunities for her direct lineage, her kids, grandkids, greats, and so forth, become very successful business owners. International humanitarians, international corporate executives, community leaders, teachers, service members, authors. I can stand here all day recounting stories. To round this off, young people in the family, know this: we came from good stock.
Yes.
You know, we came from great stock.
Yes.
Grandmother risked it all, gave it all, to make sure that each and every one of us, including her nieces and nephews, that she looked after like they were her very own kids, could have the best possible life. They often say that a dead person can't speak. But through our actions and her influence, her voice will never be muted.
Yes.
In this scenario, though, a dead person can speak. I asked Grandmother a couple of questions. What's your favorite memory as an adult? And how would you most like to be remembered? I would like to point your attention to the screens, and I want you to hear her response.
So what is your fondest memory as an adult?
My children was all my fun.
Just having kids.
Having children.
All right.
I just love children. I kept 4 of my brother's children before I started having them, and then I just love children.
Who are the kids? Who are the ones you kept?
Wilmore.
So Wilmore, you kept him, and who are the other ones?
Wilmore and Viv and Thelma. And
Which are the twins?
and Tomery
Okay.
and Josephus.
Oh, you kept a bunch of them. That's just not 4 of them.
Sit there.
Okay.
Love children.
Okay.
Out of my farm.
Okay.
Mine.
What would you say is the legacy you want to leave behind for your kids, your grandkids? Like, what's the message you would like to leave behind?
I want them to be good Christian-hearted people, kind and lovable to their fellow man, and I always want to do the right things, you know, and we should like things, you know, and we should so much love. I would like to leave plenty thoughts and joy for them to think on when I'm gone, you know. And I've always tried to be a kind and nice person to help each and every one that I could. I put out a helping hand. I used to go distant cross field with platters of food taken into sick people.
Mm-hmm.
And that was joy too.
Mm-hmm.
Take care of the sick.
Well, grandmother, I appreciate you taking time to talk with us, to share so much history and
I hope
knowledge.
I did all right.
Oh, you did a great job. You did a great job.